I lost a friend. He felt bullied. He felt harassed. And to be honest, he was too critical of himself. I did these illustrations that you can see. I chose to exchange animal features for human features because I see bullying as a very primal animal type thing. There's like a predator and prey thing happening in the workspace, at school. And when you are sad, you want to hide. I also thought that the animal features would take the characters out of the context of race or gender or age, because I don't think that those are at the core of what happens when you feel harassed or you are bullied, a target, or when you're sad. I mean, everyone gets sad, so I hoped that the young people especially who might resonate with the images might see themselves, because they are not characterized by their culture in these pictures. The reason that my friend inspired these works was because I thought he had forgotten self-compassion, and he had forgotten that he had friends listening. At the time, we didn't have access, or we didn't know where to look for a telephone number. I didn't know if he needed to talk to someone, or if there was something chemical happening on like a depression biological level. But I knew that I wasn't the right one for him to be talking to. I was just a friend, and I was a little bit secretly in love with him. Really not qualified. He spoke to me from such a dark place. It scared me. Later, I studied psychology, and I became a better qualified person to be the better friend when that moment ever, God forbid, comes back. But in the moment when we most needed it, I didn't know what to say. I hadn't felt at the time there had been accessible mental health support for him, or later for the grief of his friends and his family. My work at the time gave me 3 days of bereavement therapy, and I was just describing to the Francophone and Dutch-speaking call center representatives here that they have qualified therapists. In my day, the person who gave me 3 days of support was a volunteer. Maybe they were studying counseling. It was not clear if there was any qualification there. She also made a strange face the whole time. She would go, Not very qualified. Thank you. Over time, I saw friends around me who had set up charities in the name of people that they loved and the loved ones they'd lost. But our work took us to so many different countries so frequently. I knew I couldn't do anything like that. I wanted to instead maybe donate to something that existed already, and I didn't know who to donate to because a lot of charities are not very transparent, and you can't see if what you donate is actually supporting people. And it wasn't until I came to Brussels that I witnessed some grassroots visibility, some efficacy that was apparent in the communities that I was interacting with here. I heard people say they had been on these walks. I heard people say that they had access to telephone numbers. People recommended English-speaking ones to me and my daughter's babysitter. There is visibility here that when we support these services, people, numbers, numerous people. I just heard 32,000 called the Dutch telephone, the call center last year. I'm not normally a numbers person, but that really is amazing. I had witnessed this Darkness into Light committee go on these walks over, I want to say the last 7 years. Is that correct? The awareness raising was very, very tangible and very local. You could go to this park, and the concept was so clear to start very early in the morning when it was still dark and to walk towards the light, and you are together, you're not alone. Metaphorically and physically, it all made sense. It was so beautiful. So I reached out to the committee to ask if I could be involved in some way, in any way, to support the campaign and support the good work. I especially hoped that maybe my art could help people see that they are not alone. I get it. We get it. And there are so many people ready to help. Most importantly, I want people to know that there are these telephone lines that didn't exist for the friends in my day, with actual professionals ready to listen and ready to help. So if you do go on their walks from early morning still night until dawn, you are walking together through that really darkness to the light. I think it's so important that people access these support networks and these support services to help themselves and the people they love, even the people they might secretly love. I'm here to talk more about the art if anyone wants to, but I also want to say thank you to my friend who dropped everything on a Sunday to take beautiful photos through glass, and a gallery curator who also has given us a platform like a port in the storm. Sarah, of course, this shining light, who has helped make this happen and provided these beautiful frames and the energy for the framework of what we're doing. I want to thank my husband and my daughter for their patience, as this is something I've been wanting to do for what feels like 100 years. And thank you all for coming this evening on a Tuesday. Thank you all for making it here. Have a good evening.